Okay, any material that you assign to the object has a viewport setting, the viewport setting of that. For example, the first thing I assign a plane here and assign the texture to that. You can see we have an animated object. For example, in a color, in effects, you can assign, for example, which part do you want to say? For example, fire. You can see if you play, you cannot see the animation of that. Even you have to have render it. You can right click and see animation, activate animation, and here you can see the animation of that. If you want to see these things, MP4, GIF, or GIF, or any animated texture that you want to see in direct in a viewport, in the material in the viewport, you have to activate animated viewport. And then you can play and you can see your animation if you want. So you have to, because it's very heavy in the scene, you have to individually activate on any material. Deactivate. You can see if you zoom, we have limitation of the texture. If you see, you can change the preview size and default or make it higher. Now you can see we have more quality of the texture. It's depend on your power of your system. If you see the pixel texture, make sure that you are texture preview higher version. Do not choose such as these things. For example, you have 2K texture, don't activate 4K, okay? I mean that. Viewport display, for example, you don't want to see color channel, you don't want to see luminance, you don't want to see transparency in your object, you can deactivate that anywhere that you want. Or you do, if you don't want to bump, see just a specific object, or this material that assigned to a lot of objects, just the specific material, or don't want to see to alpha, for example, or don't want to see displacement. And reflectance preview, it's very interesting. For example, I create a new and sphere. So I need to do that. If you in a viewport and then going to the reflectance and add, for example, JJX, you can see a preview of reflection. It's a difference between this and this. If you want to change the preview of reflection in your own texture, you can go to the viewport and insert your own texture. Load an image, for example, HDR or any environment that you want. For example, you want to create a noise. You can see it's given noise as a environment that is testing reflection. If we clear that, it's going to the default. Or you can load your image from your computer and then you can rotate it and rotate in any axis that you want. Okay, this is default. If you insert your HDR image, you can rotate it HP and B. Another important thing here is the viewport tessellation. For example, I give this object, go into its material, go into the color and clear that. Go into displacement. I explained it before. When you want to see the displacement, for example, a simple noise, then going activate subdivision. No, not noise. For example, surface checkerboard. If you want to see that in a viewport, you have to render it. If you want to see your displacement directly in a viewport, you first have to go to the option and activate tessellation. Tessellation in this case means any displacement map. But you cannot see that because it does not mean you can activate all of the displacement in Cinema 4D scene, because it's maybe lock your system. But the better way is you have to activate the tessellation one by one in material in a viewport. Now the viewport tessellation is on. You can make it uniform. You can see uniform, or you can change the uniform level to see the CPU maximization, or you can projective. It's a better quality. Again, in the viewport, it's based on plane segments. You can make higher to better see the displacement. Nice. Any mode that you want, you can, for example, make it uniform, and for better quality, you have to render it. So in this case, if you want to, okay, for seeing in the viewport, you have to changing the viewport setting individually any material editor. Please don't forget to visit our TutorialCells apps channel. In this channel, we are introducing Android application and learn how to use them.